One of the things that most people struggle with is the ability to keep themselves inspired. Now, you and I have desires every day. We have dreams, we have goals. We have a vision of who we want to be, what we want to do, what we want to have sometime in the future. But in many cases, most people struggle to achieve those dreams and those goals. And I've come to realize from my experience that in many cases, it has to do with inspiration. Now, I believe that if you can keep yourself inspired, that there is absolutely nothing you cannot attempt and possibly nothing you cannot achieve. Inspiration is really the key. Someone once said that inspiration represents two words: in spirit. Now, when you and I are in spirit, we are in our natural state, the state of abundance, the state of passion, the state of knowing, having absolute knowing, the state whereby we have all the wisdom and all the power within us now expressing itself through us. And what I'd like to do in the next few minutes is perhaps share some simple ideas and some simple strategies that might help you stay inspired. We often look to other people to inspire us. We often look to maybe places to inspire us. What I'd like to do is show you how to take back that responsibility, because it's your life. And if you're hoping that someone will come and inspire you, I think it's a good thing perhaps to have at the back of your mind, but it shouldn't be your number one focus. Because if that person, or if I don't turn up, or if those people do not turn up, then it means you don't get to do what you should be doing. So I believe inspiration should be deeply personal. And here are some strategies. Now, in order for you to achieve your dreams, they must become goals. Someone once said that a wish remains a wish. That the only way you convert a wish to something tangible is when you take it off and take it away from your mind. You capture it in writing, you give it permanence in written form, and you give it a timeline for its achievement. By doing that, you convert a wish to a goal. In other words, a goal is simply a dream with a deadline, but a timeline for its achievement. Now, if you have a goal, from my experience, one of the things that I found to be really powerful but very simple was how to achieve that goal with very little effort. Now, I'm not saying you wouldn't have to pay a price. You will. But I'm saying you can achieve that goal much easier if you have the fuel to keep you moving in the direction of the goal. Remember what I started off with earlier on sharing. One of the keys to success is the ability to stay inspired. Now, if you're inspired, you must have a destination you're trying to get to. And it means you must know where you are. And if you travel from where you are and you're moving in the direction progressively towards that desired destination, that is success. But you need the fuel, the energy, the push, the pull to get you going and to keep you going. And that's what we're going to try and look at in a few minutes. Now, one of the things that I had to do in my case and in my life was every time I set a goal, I found that I had my goals in written form. And regularly I would review my goals and I would rewrite my goals, as most people already know, and as I imagine you already know. And I would get some level of perhaps motivation. I would be reminded about what I was trying to achieve. But the turning point in my life came when I discovered something really interesting. And that is that you and I think in pictures. And I'm going to repeat that statement. When we think in pictures, not words. You and I have an imagination, we have a mind. And one of our mental faculties is called the imagination. Our imagination is what we call the screen of our mind. It's where we conceive of thoughts. We convert those thoughts into ideas. Perhaps we convert those ideas into desires, and we start to create pictures. And the more pictures we create, the stronger the desire. So when we think in pictures. Now let's play a little game with me. Now think about the word car. Now when I mention the word car, you don't think about the word C-A-R. A picture of a car flashed in the screen of your mind. When I ask you to think of a word father, you don't think about the word in terms of the letters of that word. A picture of your father, perhaps a picture of someone you know who is a father, flashes at the screen of your mind. So when we think in pictures. And the changing and the turning point in my case came when I realized that although I had my goals in written form, in words, and although I was reviewing the goals and rewriting the goals every day, as a matter of fact, I used to do it 3 times every day. Before I go to sleep, I would rewrite my goals for a simple reason, so that it's replaying in my subconscious mind as I sleep. As soon as I wake up in the morning, I would rewrite my goals to remind me of what I wanted to achieve and to keep me focused and to keep me inspired. But I also used to do something else, which is through the day, whenever I went through perhaps a challenging experience, maybe an activity that perhaps drained a lot of my energy and focus, I would rewrite my goals. Why? To take my focus away from the present and what may be unpleasant, and to put my focus on the future, which is where I'm trying to get to. And that would give me inspiration. Everything changed for me when I realized how the mind works, that the mind needs pictures. And so what I had to do, and this is what I'm going to encourage that you do, is whatever goal you might have, when you've written that goal down, convert that goal to pictures. Give you a good example. Let's say, for example, you want to perhaps own a car, maybe the car of your dreams, a car that gets you really turned on, a car that excites you. I don't know what that car might be. That's your goal. You've written it down. You say, I would love to have this car. The next step you have to do is put a little bit more description to the car, to the goal. You know, what color of car is it going to be? What model? What make? What will it look like internally? Now, once you've described that car, it's possible to get a picture of that car. You might go to the internet. You might go perhaps to a dealer's showroom and take a picture of the car, or go online to the internet and download a picture of the car. Once you have the picture of the car, that is your goal. It's a picture of the written goal you have. And it's going to serve a purpose to remind you visually of what you want. Now, when I started, I would get these pictures and I would put these pictures on what I used to call my dream wall. Some people call it a vision board. But I would put pictures of my dreams, pictures of my goals on my wall. And every time I walk past where my wall was, I'll be reminded of who I wanted to be, what I wanted to have, and what I wanted to do. That was beautiful. But it was limited because, you see, that dream wall had to be in a location in my home. The best thing that I did for myself was start using my mobile phone as my dream wall. And so one of the things that I would encourage that you try and do is get your goals, find pictures that represent and remind you of that goal you've set, download those pictures, put those pictures on a mobile device. It could be a mobile phone, it could be a tablet, whatever it might be. It could have actually even be pictures that you put in and you carry with you. But what you want is you want to have those pictures with you all the time. Reason is simply so that when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you want to do is look at those pictures to keep your focus on what you're trying to achieve. You see, whatever you focus on, you're going to feel. Now watch this. I'm going to give you a chronology of how powerful a thought can be. A thought, when repeated continuously, creates a feeling. Your feeling, when repeated continuously, will lead to you taking a certain level of action, because that feeling has to be expressed through our body. So we do it physically in action. Action repeated becomes a habit. If you do something over and over again, it becomes a routine, then it becomes a habit. Your habits form your character. Your character determines the results you have in your life. It all began as a thought. And so one of the most important questions you and I have to ask ourselves is, what creates a thought? And here is where those pictures come in. Your thoughts are influenced by what you see with your physical eyes. Now, when you see with your eyes, we call it sight. You can see me right now, we call it sight. But seeing with your physical eyes is not the only way to see. When you see with your mind, we call that vision. It means that you can shut your eyes and you can see in your mind's eye something that you want. So your thoughts are influenced by what you see, by sight or by vision. But your thoughts are also influenced by what you hear, by sound. Your thoughts are also influenced by the environment around you.